Alright, good day my friends. Welcome to the city of Port Alberni. You can't see much here, but that's okay. We'll take you and show you around some areas a little bit later on. But today, we've taken a couple days to regroup and refocus here on Vancouver Island. Rather than taking the ferry all the way back to mainland Canada, British Columbia, where I live. And it's gonna cost almost $200 to go there and back. So Port Alberni's easier. It's about a 60-70 mile drive here. So I come back to my mom's place, rethink what we're doing, organizing, and I put together this video. And I went back to my older videos in October where I was building some of the model kits, one of them being the shop truck group build. So that's what I'm going to update today, and then we'll see what happens. I could end up moving here, which means I have more time for modeling actually, because it's quieter here, there's less to do, and I'll be focused on sticking around the house. And it's winter, what the hell, right? You know, that trick where you got to stay in and out of the snow and cold and whatever, blah blah blah, I know. So roll a video and we'll see at the end. Sometimes I get a little frustrated with myself. Problem with having multiple kits on the go is you can misplace parts. You can put a part that you need in a different box. Like this I was looking for on the Ram Charger build so I could get ready for painting, and this piece, and you know what? Sometimes it's not in a Ram Charger box. It wasn't in this box. I spent the past half hour looking around and I found it in... What box did I find it in? My Volare Roadrunner box. That's what I found it in. And I haven't had that kit open since March. So this has been missing since March and I just needed it now to... or maybe April, May. So yeah, maybe May. Sorry, I might have lied. So anyways, I got things ready. I sanded the primer. We're ready for paint on the shop truck group build. I think I decided on a color for it. So my original color theme was doing this kind of color theme, orange with white. I really like the looks of this Dodge truck and I thought I'd apply it to the Ram Charger, but I went more towards a red and white color. So then this was option number 2 pick. I thought of going the red and white like this, two-tone. Not the easiest to do two-tone. So I really like the white look. So maybe I went towards a kind of a look like this. Lowered. It's again a Dodge kind of truck, Ram Charger series, which brings us back to, hey, you know what? Maybe I should do it with the original decal. I really do like the original decals. I like the coloring. I think it would look good on a white background or even possibly a black truck. Maybe it would pop a little more. However, after discussing things with Mike from Scale Speedworks YouTube channel, and his modeling channel, he came up with a proposal of doing a decal for me, a shop truck named in what I would build as a garage. So that's what we ended up doing. So Mike came up with a couple little designs similar to this. I really like this look and we'll get into more details on that later. But for today, now that I've decided to do it, I'm gonna do a white paint job, maybe a probably a pearlish, with this decal on the door as a shop truck. Hey, Chuck's shop truck rides by truck garage. Okay, so I did manage to get a white coat of paint on this, actually 2 coats. We just used this cheap, I don't even know where I got this from, Walmart or maybe Home Depot. It's been a while since I've had this. Now things went not bad. Some of the parts went pretty good, but I managed to fuck things up. Whoops, don't swear. Now I did manage to kind of screw things up a little bit, and I did get some flakes in here. I got it mostly on the hood, a little bit there, a little bit on the sides, not too bad. But when I sand it to put the other pearl on, it should be okay, except for the hood. The hood I'm going to try and sand. I don't know if it's dry enough yet. It might be. But the problem was, I took an old glove like this that had all the primer on it. When I put my hand on it, all the primer peeled off and I got some of it into the paint when I was holding the kit. So now I'm not sure if that will polish out or not. See, I gotta throw that one away. It might and it might not. So now now that this thing is dried enough, I might give it a sand. And what I'm gonna put over it is, we're gonna actually do a test today first. So I'm gonna test to see if this Rust-Oleum clear is compatible with this acrylic flash. Iridescent is what it's called. It's kind of a clearish white, and I did a little sample here, so I don't know if that pearl comes in a little bit there. So I brushed 3 coats on is what I did, just for a sample, and I did spray this white beforehand. So I want to see if that is actually going to eat that acrylic, or if it's going to lift it, or what it's going to do. And I'll give it a day to dry, and if everything works out alright, we're going to spray this with my airbrush gun. That's what we'll do. We'll have to try out the airbrush. Okay, the pearl might come in a little bit better here. I think so, from what I can see. So again, I really couldn't care less if there's dust or lines in here. Again, it's just a test to see if this is actually gonna lift the paint or not, the clear, when I spray it on. Okay, we're all shaken up. The paint, not me. Just want to clarify. So let's just do a quick little squirt. So, well, I guess it's not a little squirt, but there we go. You know what? That's probably enough. So let's let it sit for a bit, come back and see what happens, kids. I hope this works. If not, I have to find a different clear, right? So we got about 10 minutes into this experiment, and things are looking pretty good. It's not lifting it, it's not curling it. Yeah, I know it looks ugly. That's okay. I'm not worried about the ugliness. It's just a test sample, so I wish I actually had more of a red pearl, but the red pearls that I looked at, they turn more of a pinkish and purplyish, which I guess is not a bad thing either. But you know what? I'm a cheap bastard and I can't afford right now to rechange all this color. So I think that looks pretty good. I like it. Okay, now I let things sit for an hour, and this might not come in clear enough for you guys, but from what I see, it didn't lift the acrylic, but it did kind of wrinkle it a little bit, and that's possible because I put it on too thick. I took a finer magnifying glass and took a look at it, and just near the brush strokes is where it kind of wrinkled. But the flat surfaces didn't, yeah, they seem okay. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and give this a whirl. I'm not a fan of the Rust-Oleum clear, but I think once we sand it and polish it out, or maybe just to polish, it might be okay. So my experiment, I'm gonna say, is successful. And once we put this on the truck, I'm going to take a little section, the back section, and just shoot that with clear first. Alright. I wasn't happy with the first clear coat test because it was a small area and I wasn't sure if it was going to lift or not. So I put 2 coats of my iridescent pearl on and we let it dry a day or 2. I lost track already. So now we're going to give this one more whirl just to see what happens, if it lifts it or not. Shows it. Wow, I put it on pretty thick there, actually, and I didn't want it that thick. So I don't care if it looks shiny or not shiny. I'm just seeing if it's lifting, and so far it might be doing something weird. I'm not sure. We'll let it sit a bit and come back. So I know, substandard videos, but that's okay, because you know what? The clear coat did work over the acrylic paint and the enamel paint. So I think we're good to go, and once I get my life back in order, we'll be able to paint this shop truck and have it done maybe by the end of the year. Actually, I think we have a chance of getting it done by the end of the year. So my friends, thanks muchly for checking us out today. We'll see you next time. Build on, my friends. You know what? Look after yourself. Most important thing. Tomorrow is a new day, new adventure. So we'll see you next time. Cheers, my friends. Until then. No, this isn't marijuana I'm holding. It's basil. I'm going to make something to eat. So, hey, stay awesome.